Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. For those of you new just joining us maybe, I'm Perry and I write and illustrate the Floof and Feathers webcomic series, which is a slice of life cartoon that I write and illustrate based mainly in reality on our real life pets, naturally with some artistic license and heavy doses of hyperbole involved. I'm just doing our weekly kind of comic updates on some things I drew from the past week. So this previous week was actually a three-part series that I called Molting Mayhem. And that's because, if anyone else has a pet bird or knows someone who has one, then you probably are aware that, right around now getting into spring, a lot of birds are having their annual spring molting. They're getting new feathers. Some of their old ones are coming out, falling out to make room to replace with new summer plumage. And it is a very frustrating process, we'll say, both for the animal as well as for the pet owners. I know Olivia, it's awful because she just gets really itchy with all the new feathers coming in. Just very frustrated, hormonally, we'll say, because it's also the time. It's also around getting into mating season, so it can be interesting to deal with and trying to help her through things around this time of year. And we also just are finding pretty soon we're going to have giant loose feathers just all around the house, and we'll have to collect those and find something fun to do with them. We always joke that it would be great for a nice little quill pen set if you want, like a dip pen. So actually, if anyone's interested in a cockatoo feather quill pen, once we start getting some bunches of those this spring, honestly, let me know, because we have to get rid of these, and our house is going to be literally full of these feathers. So, shoot me a message if you're interested, in all honesty, because we don't know what else to do with them. But that being said, that was the subject matter for this past week's comics. It was Olivia, realizing that her feathers are falling out, and in her first one from Monday of last week, she's preening, a feather pops out of her tail, and she's, oh my God, did this come out of my butt? I'm going bald! And so now, in part two, which I'm drawing here, this is where she goes to Finnegan and Pippin, her two dog brothers, and is telling them, hey, I was preening, this feather came out, I think I'm going bald, I don't know what to do. And she's even though this happens every year, of course she's panicking and thinks that she's losing her feathers, and and if you're a bird, to be fair, like, yeah, sure, that probably would be a little concerning. I can understand that. So she's going to them asking for help, and of course, in typical cartoonish fashion, not understanding what's going on, they're going to offer to help reattach the feathers to her, which is funny because, again, like so many of my comics, yes, they take artistic license, yes, there's a fair bit of hyperbole involved, but they always have some kind of basis in reality. And this is one that I've heard from a lot of other bird owners. Their birds also do this. It's not unique to Olivia. When she is preening through molting season, some of her old feathers are coming out, she will take them and will try to stick them back in. She'll lose some feathers while she's molting, and she will just stretch her wing up, and she will try to stick these loose feathers back into her wings or back into her tail, into her back. Like she will try to put her feathers back in when they come out during molting. So she really does have this mentality of, oh, this feather came out, I lost it, I got to put it back, I got to reattach it. So again, that's a big part of the inspiration for this. These cartoons, although dramatized heavily, they always have some sort of basis in reality, something that we've observed them doing. So yeah, that's kind of why she really does have a tendency to do this. So if she had access to bottles of glue, or if they had hammers and nails like you see Pip holding there, offering to help, we can reattach it with this. Yeah, she actually probably would try to do that, which is why we don't let her near our craft supplies. We keep those stored safely away from her because she would absolutely try to put her feathers back in with glue. And then, of course, in part 3 of this series, they've stuck them back all on with glue, and Pippin, sneezes on her, and it blows all of her feathers off. That one was interesting to draw, trying to draw Olivia fully naked without feathers. Never done that before in coming up on, I think, 3 years of doing this series now. So that was a first, but it was a fun challenge. So, of course, you can read, what you're seeing now is just the drawing process for the second comic in this 3-part series. But, of course, you can read all 3 of them. They are up on my main home website. I also have them posted on social media if you want to follow me there and give them a read. They're on Webtoons. They're on my Tumblr page. I have them up on Pinterest. I post these everywhere if you're interested in reading this as well as the other 2 comics in what was a 3-part series from last week. And I hope you have as much fun reading them as I did drawing them, because I have a great time making these. So if you did like what you see here and you would like to help support me in what I do with all my artistic efforts, then of course, like, subscribe, leave me a comment below letting me know what else you might like to hear about, what other kinds of videos you might like to see in the future. Of course, again, check out my home website, give me a follow on social media to say hello. And also be sure to check out the link below in the description that has links to everything, including my Patreon page. You can get access to behind-the-scenes preview sketches before final comics are released, participate in polls, get monthly wallpapers, all sorts of great rewards. So, with that being said, thank you again for stopping by, and I look forward to seeing you all again next time.